Okay, so here I go, take 59. um, so I watched 2 videos for my Developing World class, and there are these awesome TED Talks talking about equality. Well, the first one wasn't outright talking about equality. It's called The Magic Washing Machine by Hans Rosling. And he talked about the invention of the washing machine and how it has helped the world develop along because women had more leisure time after that invention, because laundry was a very, very, very long chore. And so now that and it was an unproductive chore, at least intellectually. And so because of that invention, now they were able to invest their time into books and reading and just gaining an education. And they were able to better their home life, their families. And ever since then, you can see that there has been an increase in just the lifestyles of places that have these types of inventions and that have these things that help our world develop. So I thought that was really cool, especially because it really affected women. And being a woman, of course, it's intriguing, it's interesting, something I want to learn about. And so yeah, I thought that was a really cool video, just talking about how small inventions like that has actually made a really large impact, and how, because it impacted women, it has helped the world become a better place. The second video that I have watched... Welcome home! Here we go. The second video that I watched was from Cheryl Wu Dunn, and hers was a lot about inequality amongst women, where she talked about how, it's not a common problem here in first world areas, but it is a really big problem around the world where, we don't see it very often. Where most of the population is, it's a problem. Whether it's, like large areas like China and Africa. And for me, I was just like, wow, really? No way. Because I live in America and I don't see that around me very often. But it is a much bigger problem than I thought it was. And so that was one of the things that she emphasized. And how important it is that we address this problem. And she put up this slide about halfway through the video, or her TED Talk, I guess, and it said that women and girls aren't the problem, they are the solution. And that's a very empowering statement, because who thought that women would be the solution? And as she talked about these several stories, and she told several stories about young girls in third world countries that, let me gather my thoughts, that had, received small amounts of money through charities or small scholarships, I believe, or even receiving a goat, where they were able to gain some money from, the goat's milk. But they invested the little bits of money that they got into, businesses or into education. And as these women developed their themselves personally through education and things like that, they were able to help affect and influence their communities. And they were able to go on and do greater and better things. And what was cool was that these women, they brought back the things that they learned, and they helped their community. They helped, sorry, my thing went to sleep. But they helped their family and their friends to progress and to get onto a higher level, and they brought back what they learned. They helped improve. And so I thought that was super cool. There was this one lady who, she just wasn't treated very well by her family or her husband, it seemed like. But she was able to get a little bit of a loan, I guess. And being in a poor area, I'm sure that was really hard, but it was a tiny amount of money. And she invested it into an embroidery business, and she started embroidering, and I guess people really liked her work, and she started to get a pretty good income, and a lot of people there was a lot of demand for it, and she needed to supply more of it, and so she started taking on some workers, and like her business just started to develop and grow until eventually she needed to export some of her stuff to other villages that wanted her work. And so she hired her husband to be the transporter of that. And I thought that was interesting because originally her husband's, his mother or his mother-in-law, one or the other, said that he should probably take another wife because this lady that was, starting this embroidery business, she had only had daughters, and in their culture, it was important to have a son. And so he almost, almost, I guess, took on another wife. But this woman was incredible, and she did a lot more than they thought she was capable of. And so it just goes to show that, there is inequality in the world, but when you give a woman a chance to, pretty much show you what she's got, she can help change the world. She can help make it a better place. And as we strive to improve equality amongst women, we can see changes in the world. We can see a better future. One more thing that was addressed was, and I'm just going to address this shortly because this video is getting kind of long, was the importance of maternal mortality. Cheryl Wu Dunn said that 1 in 7 women in this area that I can't remember the name of, but it was expected that 1 in 7 women would die from childbirth. And I thought that was horrible because we have so much technology today that can lower or decrease those numbers. And if we could expand that to other countries, that knowledge of how we can prevent that, just think of how much more we could be affected by the brilliance of these women that are out there. And then she went on to say that 1 woman dies every minute and a half globally. And when I heard that, I was shocked. I had no idea that so many women would die in such a small amount of time. And so that was pretty incredible. But, as we try to help others and decrease these numbers, we can see effects and changes in the world. And again, like I said before, we can see a better future. We can see how women can help empower and, I guess, bless other people's lives. So that was my thoughts on those 2 videos, and I guess I'll end it there.